What's up, Bears Nation? Preseason is officially over and done with, and there's just 13 more days until our season opener when we face off against the Green Bay Packers and absolutely destroy them, am I right? I just want to make a quick video today recapping what I saw over the last two preseason games, calling out the individual players that are fighting to make this 53-man roster. At the time I'm filming this, late Monday night, Ryan Poles has already started trimming the roster down, so I'll be talking about a few players today that have already been cut. And then by 3 p.m. tomorrow, we will have our official 53-man roster. So just to go back to week 2 against the Colts, neither team played their starters, so strictly as a fan, there wasn't a whole lot to watch. Obviously, the Bears were playing a lot of players at the tail end of the 90-man roster, just to get some tape on them to see if any of them could stick. So just to be quick on this one, I'll only mention my players of the game. For the offensive player of the game, Darius Fountain had a few nice catches, including a highlight catch from Nathan Peterman for a touchdown. And it was actually a really nice throw from Peterman. Unfortunately, though, Darius Fountain was already cut by the Bears this afternoon, so GG's, but maybe he'll come back to our practice squad, but we'll see. I also wanted to call out Tyson Bagent, just as an honorable mention. He had a nice scramble QB run for a touchdown that he looked pretty sharp just all around. But there's more to come on him later in the video. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I didn't actually write down a player of the game, but I did note that Terrell Lewis had a nice strip sack, so I'll give him the title for this one. And then for the honorable mention, Zach Pickens again was making plays, and I did notice that he had a few good reads on some screen passes as well. All right, and then on to week 3 against the Buffalo Bills, which was just this past Saturday. I just wanted to start off by first giving a shout out to our offensive line. Considering that most of our starters were out, like all of our starters except for Braxton Jones, and then Cody Whitehair was in, but he was at left guard instead of playing center where he was like the whole training camp. But despite all that, they actually looked decent. Justin was kept pretty clean until the third drive when he was popped on a screen pass. And then immediately after that hit, Eberflus was like, nope. And he put Tyson Bagent in. And the fact that he put Tyson Bagent in there actually was notable as well. A little bit of foreshadowing in this story called The Bears. And that leads nicely into my player of the game, which was 100% Tyson Bagent. When they put Bagent in, he looked the part. He made quick decisions. He made accurate throws. And he ran the ball well when he needed to. He played so well that they literally cut PJ Walker 2 days later, and we're now absorbing the $2 million dead cap hit, which is whatever, but it is notable still. And I'm not trying to start any drama here, but if we're being honest, Bagent looked better than Fields this preseason. Obviously, he had a larger sample size and didn't play against many, if any, starters, but Bagent looked good. I think Fields is going to go off this year, but having a young, capable backup quarterback behind your starter should light a fire under their rear end, and hopefully then drive them to perform at a higher standard. But all that said, I do believe that Bagent definitely earned his spot as QB2. And then just a few other quick notes I wanted to mention. Tyler Scott was on punt and kickoff duty against the Bills. I imagine he'll keep the punt return job because he looked pretty good. I mean, he didn't muff any punts, so that's always a positive. But I do imagine like Velus Jones will be on kickoff duty. Maybe there's a chance that they rotate throughout the year. One other player that I would like to see make this roster is tight end Steven Carlson, number 88. He did have that big drop in the end zone that would have been a great touchdown catch. It was a great, it was a good throw, a little bit too far ahead of him, but he had it in his hands. When he hit the ground, it just came out. So you would have liked to see him make that catch. But aside from that drop, he did make some good catches as well, and he was making plays on special teams, which I think is the biggest selling point for him to make this roster. I'd rather see Carlson make it than someone like Travis Homer, honestly, especially if you're only keeping Homer for his special team play. I think that Steven Carlson stood out more. And then I did also want to just quickly mention Travis Gibson. I know there's talk of him requesting a trade or getting approval to look for a trade. But I would love to see him make the roster. I just think that he did some great work in the preseason. He put a lot of effort forth, and he's just always been a guy that I've rooted for. So aside from PJ Walker getting cut, I was also surprised when they announced that they were cutting Alex Leatherwood. I thought that Leatherwood was showing improvement, but I guess that Poles didn't see enough to keep him on the roster. And as I was recording this, news just dropped from Brad Biggs that the Bears are trading with the Miami Dolphins for offensive lineman Dan Feeney, who can play both guard and center. This will be a one-year contract for the 6-year vet worth $3.2 million, and it looks like the Bears are sending over a 6th-round pick for him. So this will be a nice addition, nice depth to the interior of the offensive line, and obviously Poles thinks this is an upgrade from Leatherwood. So this is why you guys should subscribe and like the video, because I come out with videos like every week or so, and occasionally, like right now, I'll get super lucky and news will drop as I'm recording. So yeah, definitely hit that like button and the subscribe button, because I may or may not make another video sometime. So, goodbye. I just want to make a quick video today recapping what I saw over the last 2 preseason games. So if there's a little lack of production here, I apologize. I was just trying to get this done quickly. I need to figure out a way to get a cool banner like right here, and then I'll be all set.